Oh. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Sunday live stream. So I decided to do this today at noon just so, a few more people could watch it. It seemed like, well, since the whole football thing's over, I don't think Sundays is going to be that big of a deal. But I wanted to do a little hour, maybe close to an hour live stream just to kind of go over really why I haven't posted a video. I only posted one video this week. Last week I didn't do a live stream, obviously because of Super Bowl. I thought that, the Super Bowl was going on. Not very many people would watch my live stream. So that's why I didn't post a live stream last week. But I haven't posted very many videos this week either because I've just been working on a lot of stuff in the background and it's just been very, very time consuming doing it. So one of the things that I have been working on in the background that I am making a video of is building a powder coat oven, which I thought was only going to take me 2 days to do. It probably would have only taken 2 days, but it just, it's just very time consuming kind of designing it as I go and just kind of figuring everything out because I've never really built a powder coating oven, but I kind of have the theory behind it. I've taken house ovens apart, so it's not that big of a deal, but I just that's one of the things that I have been working on. Another thing that I have been working on is I may be getting 3 more cars coming up. I'm not sure, it'll probably be next week. I'll at least get 1 car next week. It's just kind of I don't know, I might also be going to New York to get these cars and get them along the way because I'm getting a police charger, an all-wheel drive V8 police charger. I'm also getting another Scat Pack. Well, it's a Scat Pack charger instead of a Challenger because I wanted to have all the interior for my Magnum. I'm also going to have the headliner done this week, as well as all the rear interior in the Magnum. I got some black flock. I got the Alcantara. So I was thinking that I was gonna do the Alcantara, but the last time I tried to apply some, and I guess the glue that you get from like the 3M adhesive glue that comes in the spray cans, the headliner is so huge. I wish I could get a gallon of it and just spray it out with like a paint gun. I'm just gonna have a local shop. Actually, he's gonna spray it and lay it down. So he's been doing it for a long time. Hopefully he doesn't mess it up because it's like $300 worth of Alcantara, but I guess we'll see. Let's see what you guys are saying because I've just kind of been, kind of talking to you guys. So let's check it out. You can see the roof of the Magnum. Let's see, yo, Detroit in the house. What is up? Hello from the UK. What's going on? Love the content. Thanks. What up? Oh, not much. Canada. Am I still going to wrap the Magnum? I never actually planned on wrapping the Magnum. I'm going to paint it probably pretty soon. So I think I have found a solution to the door situation. And it's actually going to be pretty interesting, but I have to buy a car to do it. So I'm going to put newer doors. I think they'll fit. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I'm just getting a car for the doors, and then I'll just part the rest of the car out. It's kind of weird because I literally buy cars from the auction and just use like pieces off of them. And it would be so nice if I could just buy those pieces for a reasonable price, but I could actually buy the car cheaper than buying the pieces. So the new Scat Pack I bought, it was, I'll tell you guys how much it is in the video, but literally I could have bought the interior for $2,500 or like the suede interior, or I could have, bought a car for an extra $4,000 with a V8 in it. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. Then you have all these cars sitting around. You have to have places to put them. But yeah, that's, this is going to get painted though. I think I'm going to do the roof. I have been thinking about the roof, doing it, like a charcoal color, and I think that's what's going to happen. Let's see. Get a Subaru. You know you want one. I really do not want a Subaru, and it seems like Subaru videos on YouTube don't do very well. I've seen a lot of channels try Subaru builds, and they just kind of failed. Like, I mean, like maybe like an older Impreza 22B or something, but the new stuff is just, I don't know. It just seems like it all just doesn't get very many views for how expensive the cars are. So it's I'd rather do Magnum stuff because the Magnum's almost 500. It's cheap, and yeah, it's faster than Subaru probably. Maybe, I don't know. I guess I'd have to find out. Road trip. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Else lagging, it might be. Upgrade dashboard and the center console. I didn't have to modify anything, but I did. I added the tranny tunnel. It's in that video of when I painted the engine bay. Put a Chrysler 300 on one of the Magnums. I don't know how well the new ones fit. Sent an email about the S13 digital climate control. I don't know if I saw that or not, but yeah, I mean, it works. It's in a video. I don't remember what video. It just goes over like all the wiring and everything. It's pretty simple, straightforward. I literally kind of went through the pinout in the video of how to pretty much wire in the S13 digital climate control so it works completely like it would in the JDM car, but with all the USDM wiring. I have 2 projects I'm working on. What kind of projects? What are my plans with the Volvo? It's kind of just been sitting on the back burner. The engine and the tranny are right there, just kind of chilling. But, I don't know. I've been thinking about swapping the R engine and the 6-speed manual into like an XC90. I think that'd be kind of cool to have like an SUV, but have it like a fast SUV, because those never really came with, came with the V8, but they never came with a manual tranny, and I think everything would just go in because it's all the same platform stuff. Not exactly sure, but I mean that is one of my plans, maybe, or I might just do something with it. I might do something with a wagon. I have the hood right there sitting on the a good hood off the other car. So yeah, we'll see. You could buy a Magnum and sell the parts. Do a black with a charcoal pinstripe LS swap. What was my first car? So my first ever car was a piece of shit. It was a I even forgot what year it was. I think it was like a 93 Suzuki Swift, but it wasn't the good one with the dual cam in it. It had the single cam. I think it was a 3-cylinder. And it was so slow. One day I was driving home. I used to work at McDonald's. I worked at McDonald's in like this rock company. And I was driving home and the wind was blowing so hard I couldn't go home because the engine, like it didn't have enough power to push against the wind. So I just like sat there until the wind stopped and then I went. But I mean, yeah, it was the biggest, like, I mean, it was a good car. It went places and got me places, but I mean, it was just one of those things. The first car I bought it, I think I bought it for $500. It was like the only $500 I had to my name, and I got it, and I was like 15 or something. So, and I got the $500 from, I think it was plowing people's driveways, like snow shoveling people's driveways during the winter. So yeah, it was, I mean, it was a good car. And then I upgraded that to Subaru GL10 all-wheel drive turbo, which I had a lot of fun in that car. I literally beat that car to death and it never died. It got this weird lifter tick noise though after I jumped it like 6 feet in the air through the train yard. But yeah, and then after the GL10 I got the 240, my blue coupe, and that was when I was 16. So yeah, wasn't too bad. I mean, a lot of working, a lot of switching cars. I mean, it's I literally didn't even like cars when I had the Suzuki until I got the 240. And then I started to like, I kind of started to like cars a little bit more when I had the Subaru, but I just literally beat that car to death. One time I was driving it home and I just had it pinned fifth gear, red line all the way home because my dad was like bitching at me or something. So I was like, well, I'm gonna get home. I'm gonna get home fast. So I literally had that thing pinned, and it literally looked like the car had underglow because the exhaust housing on the turbo was just glowing red, and the whole downpipe and everything was just glowing. So yeah, I mean, if I would have recorded that stupid stuff that I did when I was a kid, I mean, it would have been hot on YouTube right now. Let's see. How is the FC coming? The FC is actually coming well. It's that's why I'm building the powder coat oven, because I wanted to powder coat the, the subframe, the front subframe piece, and then the lower control arms on both sides, and then I'll just put everything back together in the rear. I'm not actually going to be able to use the front Power by Max lower control arms because those extended out, I think, 35 mil, and I don't want to have to run a bunch of camber, and I don't have to worry about pushing the front wheel out more, and then I'd have to get overs and stuff like that. It would be kind of cool because I could fit a little bit fatter wheel on the front, but at the same time, it really doesn't matter. It's not going to be a high horsepower car. If I ever put a different engine in it, like build another 13B, I'll probably just end up upping it to maybe 450 or 500. It's not going to be like a crazy car, but yeah, it's coming. It's coming along. I have an '08 Magnum Hemi that I am now interested in doing something similar to yours. My question is, why do you choose a Challenger over Charger? Is it different than that's what's... So the reason, I've stated this in many videos, that I had the Challenger, but it would be better to have done it with a Charger. I just had the Challenger sitting around, and I didn't want to have to buy another Challenger to use all those parts to fix another Challenger. So I just decided to go ahead and swap all that stuff in the Magnum. But now that's why I'm having to buy another... Oh, I don't have to buy a Scat. Well, I don't know. I'm buying another Scat Pack Charger because I want all the Alcantara seats out of it. So, and the door panels, so everything matches up. But if I would have just had a Charger in the first place, I would have already had all those parts to throw into the Magnum. So I'm not going to lose money on it. I'll probably make a little bit of money, but it also has the larger Brembo brakes. So if you guys have noticed, my car has the smaller Brembo brakes, and the new one that I'm getting has larger canoes like on the Hellcat. So I'll have a little bit better brakes, and these rotors on this one kind of feel a little bit weird. So I'll probably just end up selling this brake setup and then putting the other one on. And those brakes are red, so it'll look a little bit better. And what else? And then I'll have the seats. I'll have that other, I'll have another 6.4 and 8-speed transmission, which I do plan on selling. And then, I don't know, we'll see. And then I'll sell that 5.7 out of the police car. Or what I could do, what I was thinking about, the only bad thing about the police cars is that they're 5 speeds. They never made them in 8 speeds. I thought once they got to 2018, they changed over to 8-speed all-wheel drive, the similar transmission that's in the Trackhawk, but they didn't. So it's still a 5-speed. I forgot what the tranny's called, but I could just take the 5.7 out of the police car, throw the 6.4 out of the other Scat Pack in the police car, and then just do some crazy stuff with that. But I'm guessing that the tranny is going to have some issues with a lot of power. That's why I have been also looking for a Trackhawk, so I could get the tranny out of one of those. And if I did that, I'd just take the 6.2 out of that as well and put in the other Magnum. But yeah, the all-wheel drive factor in the whole other Magnum situation is going to be a lot of parts cars, and it's going to be... I'm going to be parting a lot of stuff out because I'm going to be wanting to recoup some of the money, because I'm going to buy I feel like I'm going to buy like 6 cars to make that happen. So it would be nice if I could work with, if I could actually work with Dodge or something, but you know, I haven't heard anything from them. So, I mean, the only way you could work with a company is if, like that, if they contact you. So, I don't know. We'll see about the other Magnum. We may end up just making it rear wheel drive first, which really won't be too fun because it won't be all wheel drive, but it'll still be 700. And I'll probably up it to a little bit more than that because the Hellcat's 700. But yeah, I just went off on a huge tangent. I don't even remember what the question was. Let's see. Hi, Dave from Sweden. What is going on? Hi, Dave from Danville. Is that how you say that? I have a 2008 Charger, not RT basic. I can swap a 2.7 for the 5.7. And if so, would it be any problems? You just swap over the engine computer. What's up, man? Dig your videos. Thanks. Colorado Redneck. Hell yeah. Hair looks good today. Thanks. Hi from Iran. What's up, Max? Morning. Flooding in South Wales, Australia. Dang. You guys are having all kinds of problems in Australia. You had fires and now you're flooding. Like, well, I mean, I guess that makes sense that, you know, after fires, we flooded here because there wasn't any weeds to hold down all the stuff. But yeah, Australia is just getting it right now. Let's see. Hi from the UK. No notification. Figures. What needs to be done to the VR4 before it's finished? So I ordered a blow-up paint booth from China. So I was gonna start to paint once it got here. I thought it was gonna be here Monday, but the whole, like, I guess they stopped all air shipments because of this whole virus thing. And now I'm just like waiting for my paint booth to come because I was just gonna use the blow-up paint booth over here at the Junkyard, and then I could just paint whatever I wanted and not have to rush, not have to worry. And I was gonna paint the Hellcat stuff and then 3000 GT stuff, and then I was gonna start getting the Magnum ready for paint because I kind of want to take the Magnum. There's like a little event in California. It's like some Chrysler, Fiat, America, Alpha, whatever it is, event, and they're like choosing paint colors, and there's like a big bunch of vendors and a show. I was gonna take the Magnum there, but then at the same time, I don't want to take the Magnum there if it's all like wrecked and stuff looking. But I guess we'll see what happens. I'm just kind of playing it by ear. It's $100 to go, I guess, but I guess we'll see. I'm kind of deciding to go. If not, we'll see, because I want the Magnum to actually look good if I take it. So I really need that China paint booth so I could paint it, because if it was painted, it would look really fresh. So let's see. Any updates on the Volvo? Not at the moment. Let's see. Would I ever sell the Magnum? Yes, it would be for sale, but the price tag is a little bit higher than what a lot of people want to pay. Doing a thermostat on your Colorado. Make sure the little hole is at the top. How many miles on the Magnum? Original miles or miles on the swap? So the swap has 43,000, I think. All the pretty much all the drivetrain. Actually, pretty much everything in the car has 43,000 miles on it, except for the shell. That's like the only thing that's original. I think the shell had like 170 something miles, 1,000 miles, something like that. So, I mean, it's just a few miles. Let's see. Why does the engine harness go on the Magnums and Dodge no longer make the part, and easy for me to find an engine harness without buying an engine? I I don't know. I'm pretty sure you could buy an engine harness. You just get the part number off your original one. There there should be a tag somewhere on the harness. How's the interior on the Magnum coming? So right now it's uh it's the same, but probably by the end of the week it'll be a little bit different. I'll have the headliner in. Like I said before, I have finally got the Alcantara. So sometime this week I'm gonna do the Alcantara headliner. I'm also going to flock all of the back plastic trim that was gray with black flock, and then all the white stuff that's over here I'm going to also cover with Alcantara. I think it'll look a lot better like that. So all of these pieces right here, the back hat piece, the little like trim piece that goes around the back window right here, or maybe that one goes on the back right there, whatever, all that white stuff right there will be covered in the black Alcantara too. So I mean, and then I'm also going to change wiring harnesses to, so all the wiring harness that was on the Challenger headliner, I'm going to swap it over because it has the those little courtesy lights in the back, and then I'm also using the Challenger little door handle things, or the strap things, instead of the Magnum ones. So then I won't have the lights in the Magnum ones, and then I'm going to just use a piece of probably just a piece of this right here to fill in that hole and just kind of make it so it's like that. And then everything, hopefully everything turns out nice. So I guess we'll see. I also got some black interior paint. It's not like the stuff that you buy from the store. It's like a two-part. So it's you know, it works really well. It actually looks like, you know, it's like the factory uses. I bought a gallon of it. So the interior should look a little bit better by the end of the week. And then once I get the other charger, the interior is going to look extremely good, because I just can't wait to actually have good Scat Pack seats. I can't believe my Scat Pack came with like the worst interior. It just had these, I don't know. I just don't know why they would sell a Scat Pack with these seats in it, and then I'll not have a blown bag in this seat. I'll probably just end up selling these seats. I'll definitely be able to sell that one because it still has an airbag in it. But then I'll also have, once I have the charger, I'll have the correct seat belts, and the seats actually, the seat belts normally bolt to the seat, but since it's from a Challenger, that it doesn't have a spot. So right now I have the seat belts just bolted back down to the bracket, just so I could have seat belts and drive it around, and if I wreck it, I don't die. So, well, hopefully I don't die. So yeah, the interior is going to be looking really good in the next couple weeks. Hopefully the exterior comes in the couple weeks after that. I just need to start really body working this thing. The good thing is the roof is pretty straight. I don't think there's any, actually I don't think there's any dents on the roof, which is the best thing ever. Since there's no dents on the roof, it's going to make it very easy to just, you know, DA it with some 400 and not even have to really work. If there's some rock chips, I'll just ice it, but I really don't have to hit it with any high build. And the same thing goes, well, the hatch, the bad thing about that, the hatch was really straight, but it kind of dented it down here and folded it. I might be able to pull it back up. I'm not exactly sure yet, but if I can keep this hatch, I will. But if I do end up painting this car, I need to pull all the glass out of it, and like this back glass, the quarter windows, the windshield can stay in there because it doesn't have, it has this little lip right here, and I can just pull this back and still, actually I think I could pull this off because he just slid this on. So I think I might just be able to pull this off and then just paint around here, and it'll be a nice, you know, there won't be any masking lines or anything like that. So hopefully in the next month, the Magnum turns into a little bit nicer of a car. The interior will definitely be way nicer than it ever was before. Hopefully that I'm hoping is that the Charger door panels line up with the Challenger dash, so it doesn't look really weird. Because as if you guys noticed that the the dash, I think the dash right here, I feel like this is the same shape because these look exactly the same, but I won't know until I have the Charger door panels. So we'll just have to, the only way to really test, find stuff out is to have it and test it. So we'll just have to wait till the car comes. Well, until I go pick the car up, unless I have it shipped. So I guess we'll just see. So let's see. Hello there. What's up? Man, I'm sure there's a, let's see. Can you put Challenger taillights on the Magnum? You could probably stick them on here, but you have to cut a lot of stuff. Oh, another thing I'm also going to do when I get the Charger, I'm going to swap the exhaust off of it because the Charger has, I thought they had the same tips, but they have like the round tip. So I may end up doing that. I also, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. This bumper almost looks similar to something else I've seen. We'll just, I mean, it's going to be interesting. This body line. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. It's just the same. How does the turn signals work? They're exactly the same on both cars, the Charger and the Challenger. They're just different layouts. Let's see. Did I get the door panels? So I didn't. So the story, I ordered, a subscriber sent me the door panels and the inner stuff, the regulator piece that goes into the door, all the stuff that I would have needed. And because he wrecked his car, or bought a wrecked car, or something like that, and UPS lost the stuff. So now I'm just buying a whole nother Charger scat pack that's wrecked in the front. It's actually wrecked pretty hard, and the good thing about it is I'll have all the body stuff because it doesn't look like it affected the rear doors, the front or the rear doors, or any of the quarter panels or any of the rear stuff. So what I'm going to have is a body that I could start working on the other Magnum with, so I can get the whole, the whole new Magnum body swap, so everything looks like the newer Charger. So we have the doors and stuff, and I think the doors will very closely bolt on. One thing that I did see that may have an issue is I think the front door will actually bolt on very well, but the back door, the Charger, they overhang back here, and what I want to do is kind of keep this flare. I almost think the Magnum is flared as wide as the Hellcat, but I'm not exactly sure because it looks like it's the same flare. Like it doesn't have as many pieces. It's just like the fender. There's not a like external flare that clips on. So I feel like if I just kept this flare, but somehow grafted in the upper piece of the Charger body panel back here, but also kept this flare down here, I don't know. It's gonna be definitely a big undertaking to get this thing to look like a newer Charger. So not this one, but the other one to look like a newer Charger. So we'll just have to cut and test and fit and do all kinds of crazy stuff. I guess we'll see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't, it's gonna be one of those things. Like I'm gonna get it done and it's gonna be dope, but when I'm doing it, I'm just gonna be like, I wish I never did this because it's gonna take so long. But yeah, it's I can't wait. Hopefully I get it done before Dodge gets one done, because I mean, if I do all this work and then they come out like literally mid-year with like the new Magnum or something, I'll be so pissed. But I guess we'll see. Let's see. Let's see. How are the RX-7s? They are decent. They're just kind of chilling. Looking good, thanks. Hello from Quebec, Canada. 3 feet of snow. Glad there isn't 3 feet of snow here. Love my videos. Thanks, Curtis. Had to get rid of your F-body. Sad day. That sucks. Let's see. Hello from Minnesota. What is going on? So, what car am I getting? So somebody just asked. I'm probably getting 2 Chargers, and I might be getting a 300C. So we'll just kind of see. I just need parts from just like so many different cars. It's just crazy. And it's funny because it seems like all of Dodge's platforms, they like kept and changed stuff over. It's like the same platform, but they like different body styles. They kept and changed stuff from the Magnum, so it kind of works out. So I think we'll be all right. It's just kind of crappy having to buy so many cars to get like one part off of it. Because if I bought this stuff from the junkyard, I mean like another salvage yard, because we don't have any of this stuff because they don't do Dodge, very many Dodges. They have like 10 or so, but nothing new. It's very rare to find newer cars like this at salvage yards because they're so expensive to buy from the auction, and the parts don't really sell that quickly. So I think we'll be able to use some stuff from all 3 cars, and then I need some stuff from the 300C for the other car. I think it's gonna work out, but it's just I don't know. It's hard to say without having it in your hand and test fitting it. It's just one of those things. I also have my friend 3 print me the little button thing. I designed it and then printed it. It's not in here yet. I need to still put it in, but I gonna test it for a little bit. If it works out, I'll end up just having injection mold ones made, but that'll probably be a little bit later down the road, maybe after I do a few of these. But if I do a new charger, if I do the new charger on the other Magnum, I won't even use this. I don't even think I'm going to use this part of the hatch. What I'm going to do is I'll use the top part from here up, and then I'll graft it in to the wing part of the charger. So this will just be like the trunk. I don't know. I think that's the correct spacing. And then I'll just use the charger bumper. And I think everything will go together very well. I'll have to swap latches because the Magnum opens at a different angle, I think. But it's just one of those things. So I guess we'll see. I also have been working on this V6 a little bit. And this was the V6 that came out of the other Magnum. So the deal with this, it's a brand new long. I'm not exactly sure. Well, I do know what happened. So, well, I'm not exactly sure if the people that were putting it in the other Magnum didn't have the time to finish it, and then something happened and it got towed to the police impound, and then one of my subscribers bought it and then sold it to me, or if they bought a brand new long block from a company and the company timed it wrong because all the valves are bent. I'm going to have to pull the heads, send them off, and have all the valves redone, and then I'll put it all back together. Because what I found out is these engines, if it's a 2008 and the VIN that I have it fits all the way to 2015 or 16, something like that, and they're worth like 2 grand. So, and those are like ones with 70,000 miles. So I should be able to sell this thing for 2 grand, which will be really nice. And I should only have to put maybe, it should only cost me like $100 to have the heads redone, maybe $200, and then I'll get new head gaskets, and I'll probably just get a new gasket kit, throw everything back together, and then I should have, a good Magnum V6. These 2.7s I think are a rare commodity because they're such pieces of shit. But yeah, yeah, look how clean this thing is. Everything's so clean, 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 clean. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. And then I could recoup a little bit of money from, all the crap that I have to buy, and it just kind of rolls into itself. It's just like I'm recouping money, but then I spend it again. So we'll see what happens. But this will be a good V6 for somebody that needs one, and that's a good tranny as well. So I'll have both these. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. 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 Yeah. So good tranny, and I'll have a good V6. So somebody will have good parts for their car because I'll end up selling those, and yeah, it'll be awesome. Let's see. Let's see. Excellent channel. Hope the wing will get done soon. It's up there. I just I haven't had time. It's just one of those things. Like I said before, I just wanted to get the mold done, or like the rough mold, so I want to get this thing painted and everything. I could do that thing after the car's painted. It seems like that once the car is actually 100% done, it'll be a lot more enjoyable because I won't have to worry about this window being busted out. I won't have to worry about a bunch of other stuff, and then I could just kind of then worry about stuff like this, the wing, and I've just kind of been thinking about also doing the newer front on it, which ends up being a huge cost because there's so many pieces and parts. You have, like when I did my Hellcat, the thing about these Dodges, like the Scat Packs or the Hellcats or anything like that, it's better to get one wrecked in the rear because there is less parts to fix the rear than the front, because there's so many things in the front, especially on the Hellcats. Like what I found was there's the AC condenser, that's also the tranny cooler, then there's the low temp cooler, then there's a radiator. It's almost like my diesel truck. There's the radiator, then there's all these lines and hoses, then there's the pump for the low temp side, and then there's all these lines that run from that pump. There's also all kinds of wiring over there. The headlights, then there's bezels, and there's all kinds of stuff in them, which makes them super, super expensive. If I just had to put quarter panels on a Challenger, it would have been so much less expensive than fixing the front of my Challenger, because quarter panels are like $600 a piece, and then a bumper is cheap, and there's not as many pieces that you're replacing. If you had to buy exhaust or something, you could just get an aftermarket one. But yeah, it just definitely adds up really quick when you're doing front stuff. So if I do swap this over to a newer Charger front end, it's going to be one of those things where I have to buy conversion fenders, and then I also have to get a hood, get the grills for the hood. There's like $1,500 right there. Oh, actually, if I'm including the fenders, that's like $3 grand already. Then the headlights are, I think, $600 a piece. Then there's the bumper, then the grill, the vents for the grill. I mean, it's an easy like 8 to 10 grand just on front end parts. So it's one of those things that adds up, and then I have to paint it. So we'll definitely see what happens. I do want to get this car painted very soon. Like I said, I want to take it to that event in California, but I don't want to take it there looking all kind of ratty, I guess I'd say. but it would be cool to take it there regardless. But yeah, it's coming along. So don't get. Let's see. Hey Dave, just in from plowing snow in Maine. What's up, Dean? Charger swap Magnum. Love your videos. I fixed my car watching your videos. Keep doing what you do. Love the builds. Thanks. Have you thought about doing a V12 or V10 swap in a Magnum? Something crazy. I don't know. I don't think V12s are just, they're just so big. The engine's just so big. I mean, a W12 is pretty compact, but V10s and V12s are just huge, and they're most of the time they're really heavy. I mean, they make decent power, I'd say. You get a lot of torque out of them, but at the same time, you can make what you're going to make with them. It doesn't seem like they make exponentially more power if you just boost like a 6.4 or something. I mean, I could drop pistons and rods in this, do head gaskets, and it would be bulletproof to like 1,000 horsepower, and then do like a turbo kit. And I mean, this thing on like 1,000 horsepower 6.4 would just be crazy. I mean, and then you'd have like a V12. You would, I'd spend, I'd spend like anywhere from 5 to 8 grand to do that. To get a V12 or a V10 to 1,000 horsepower, it would be probably like 20 to 40 grand, because you'd have, the cost of the turbo kit. Even if I made it myself, the turbos are still $2,500, like $25 to $3,000 a piece, and you need two of them, at least for a V12 or V10. And then you would have to, build the engine, because most of the time, the V12s and the V10s, they once they get past like 750 to 800, they start to have like harmonic issues, like the RB26s, and they just, you have to put forged rods and pistons and kind of just go through them. And most of the time you have to open them up with CNC ported heads. It's just, I mean, I'd rather spend 10 grand on 1,000 horsepower V8 than 40 or 50 grand on a V12 or V10. So, and then plus the cost of buying the V12 or the V10 just to swap in. So yeah, it's just get a V8, you'll be all right, or just get a 4-cylinder. Your videos are inspiring. That makes me want to make a custom build of my own. Thanks. You'd be the one to know. 3.5 from a Pacifica. Change the oil pan. I'm not exactly sure if they're the same. I'm guessing they're probably pretty close. Your videos have inspired me to drive recklessly so I could put more cars in the Copart pipeline. I mean, it's surprising how many cars get wrecked and that go into Copart. It's just crazy to think that there's that many cars that sell every day. There has to be hundreds of thousands of cars every day that sell at Copart, like across the U.S. I guess like, if you include like the U.S. and the world, maybe like at least 100,000 a day. That's a lot of cars that get wrecked. I mean, that's just crazy to think that there's that many cars, and they have so many more cars just sitting there that they haven't even listed or don't even have a plan to list. I've seen a 240 that's been sitting on like the Copart website that I've been watching for like 5 years. So it's just crazy to think there's that many cars that get wrecked. Thank you for sharing your experiences. It has greatly helped. Thanks. Thanks for watching. Wouldn't you get more views doing exotic car rebuilds like a Lamborghini or R8? I don't think so. I think that the whole let's buy a supercar thing is just kind of overrated, and not very many people are really hyped about it. I mean, if I got like a Ferrari or something from the auction, and then just like half-ass fixed it so it ran and drove, and then just drove it like through like a mud course or something, I think that'd get a lot of views. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't want to spend like $120,000 on a wrecked Lamborghini or a Ferrari or something like that just to wreck it again. But I mean, it works for some channels. I mean, I don't really plan on having a bunch of. I mean, I don't really think I'd ever. I don't know if I'd ever want to have to deal with owning a Lamborghini. I thought about buying one a long time ago, but it's just one of those things. It's just like, do I really want to have one of these things sitting around? Even having the Hellcat sitting around, it's just like, I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's just like you. It's fun to drive, like really fun to drive, but you can't really have 100% fun driving it around because you have to worry about people driving around. You have to worry about like cops because you can't really rip it. Because I mean, if you pass a cop doing like 170 miles an hour on the highway in a Hellcat, I mean, obviously you're going to outrun them, but at the same time, I have a YouTube channel. So I've thought about the Magnum, and I was like, well, I could outrun a cop in a Magnum, but like, what's it going to do? Eventually, like, it'll be on the news. Then I'll have a bunch of people commenting on the thing. Oh, that's Dave. And then I'll have the cops showing up at my house. So I don't know. It's just one of those things. I'd rather have cars that I like that are more enjoyable. I feel like stuff like this, like the Magnum, the Hellcat is just like really on that edge. It's fun to drive, but it's almost where it's not enjoyable just because it's so expensive. The Magnum's just really fun because it's not really expensive car. It has a swap in it, but I mean at the same time it's not, if something happened to the Magnum, it's not like I'm losing a bunch of money on it. I mean, it has, I have like, I don't know, with time and labor and parts and everything, I probably have like 25 grand into this. So, I mean, at the end of the day, if something happened to it, it would just be like, wrecking a normal car. But it's uh it's just one of those things. I'd rather have enjoyable cars like the FC, like this, the FD. Um, it's I kind of once I repaint the FD, I don't know if I'll kind of want to protect it a little bit better. But because those are going to actually be worth a lot of money coming up, 10, 20 years, that car is going to be worth a shitload of money. So even the FC, I feel like it's going to be worth a lot, but I'm going to leave it unpainted for a long time, just how it is. So I'll definitely enjoy driving that around a lot more, and I'll enjoy driving the Magnum around a lot more. Um, so it's just one of those things. It's more enjoyable to drive cheap, fast cars around than to drive, you know, super expensive, decently fast, hyper super car, whatever's around because they they're just not enjoyable. They're low. They're not comfortable most of the time, and it's just I guess it's just one of those things. I'm not about it. Let's see. Crazy question. You installed the drivetrain and engine out of the Scat Pack into a Magnum. Do you think it would be possible to swap Hellcat tech into a 2014 Charger and make it a sleeper? I mean, 2014 Charger would be a lot easier. Everything would just bolt right in. I mean, I think like even the front end, I'm pretty sure the front end would even bolt on from a newer Charger. So see. how many cars you have in your shop? Um, I mean, I just have the, I don't know. I have a lot of cars. They're just all over the place. Charge, charge would be cool. Would be awesome. I plan on doing one on my Magnum. So how to guy would be cool. Do you have any 1980 Chevy Citations? No. A big question about Copart. I live in a state where the auctions are not freely open. You need to be a dealer or have a broker. Is your state like this? How do you overcome it? Yeah, my state's the same. I just go through everything I do. I go through a broker, which is really a pain. It'd be better if I literally had everything done to do my dealer's license, and then I found out that you have to be there. You have to have like hours of operation, and they have to be so many hours a week. So I would have had to been going to a job just to have a license so I could buy cars from the auction for my like personal stuff, which didn't make any sense. So looking forward to seeing how the eFan on the FC turns out. I want to do an eFan mod on mine as well. I have been working on the shroud. I just stopped working on it to do the oven. And then I was looking at the shroud and then looking at the oven. And I was like, I could get pre-preg carbon fiber, vacuum bag it, put it in the oven, and do dry carbon fiber, which would be really, really awesome. So maybe the first, well, maybe not the, I don't know, maybe the first mold of the fan I'm going to do in dry carbon. I'm not sure. That'd be kind of cool. I'm going to get a car. How hard do you think it'd be to swap a 6.4 and 07 Chrysler 300C? I'm guessing it'd be the same. I'd never rat you out unless they offered cash. Oh man, man, cash. Give you 300 for the red Magnum wagon. Yeah, I bet you would. What year is my Magnum? They're both 2008s. I think the car all-wheel drive will be a beast. Thanks. I mean, I hope it will too, because the Hellcat, it literally doesn't get traction. Even even after I don't know, even with the track like prepped, it kind of got traction, but on the street it's just bad. What have you spent on brokers? I'm looking for a ballpark range. So to bid to $20,000, I have to have $2,000 deposit. So it's just a pain. I mean, you just have to do all kinds of things, and then I get charged. So you get charged a fee from Copart for it's like a you get charged a fee from Copart for buying the vehicle. But the good thing is that if you bought it without a dealer's license, the broker has a dealer's license. If you bought it without a dealer's license, it'd be, I think they're like almost 40% of what you pay for it. And so I only get charged, I think, 10% because of the dealer's license, and then I get charged 10%, I think, from the broker that I use. So it's kind of just a pain. I mean, it always ends up being, I mean, whatever I pay for it, it's if it's like 8 grand after it's all said and done, it'll be 10. So it's always like 2 grand more than you pay for the car. So it's just one of those things. Unless it's like a really cheap car. I mean, if you're buying something for $100, it's going to be like $10. So I guess it's one of those things. Actually, I think it was like $100 or something like that. But let's see. How much am I totally invested in the Hellcat? I haven't looked after the. I knew exactly how much I had into it before the whole shipping fiasco, but now I'm not exactly sure what I have in it. I need to really sit down and do some numbers. I grew up in the Bronx. My father had a junkyard. Remind me of me when I was younger. My first car was a 1972 Nova. I had a 250 inline and put a 454 in it. Man, that'd be fast. The early 90s. TDI swap Jeep. I was looking to like a do a OM 606 swap Jeep, but I'm not exactly sure if I really want a Jeep sitting around. If I had to ask, I can't afford it. Shit, that's funny. It's like like the first Jurassic Park. He's like, "Is that heavy?" He's like, "Put it down. You can't afford it." uh, but yeah, this live stream's coming up on an hour, so get your questions in, get them in fast because I want to pull this V6 apart because I need to pull that apart. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to eat dinner with my grandma because we always have dinner on Sundays. Actually, we were having dinner every night, but then I wasn't getting enough stuff done. That's why I really haven't had a video this week because she eats at like 5 p.m., which is really, really early for me. I usually don't eat dinner till like 10 or 11. So then I'm eating like 4 times a day and I get a little bit fat. So yeah, we'll have to get some videos done this week. Definitely get the headliner done. So let's see these questions before we get to an hour. Let's see. If I had to, oh, I already read that one. What project cars are you working on? I'm working on a lot of things all at once. I sometimes, actually, a lot of stuff I do not film because it won't equate to videos. So I just literally just kind of work on it and kind of get it ready for a video. It's just kind of hard putting a video out there. Like this whole week, I was like, do I really want to make this a video? Like the oven. I'm building this powder coating oven. Do I really want to make this like a 4-part video because it's taking so long? Or should I just wait until next week and just make one video? So it's just kind of one of those things. It's kind of difficult. So I always work on a lot of things. I work on the RX-70. I'm going to start working on the FD, get the turbo manifold done on that. Once I'm done with the oven, done with all the rear suspension and the FC, I'll bring the RX-7 down to the shop and start getting it ready to be able to run and drive again and have the new turbo on it, new manifold, blow valve, wastegate, intercooler stuff. I'm probably going to go water to air on the intercooler system, but that's yeah, we're going to have to bust this stuff out because I haven't driven that car for a long time and I really want to drive it. Do you do any track days at all? Not really. I don't really like waiting in line. Would love to see the FD on the road course. I mean, it'd be nice if they had a good road course around here. Have you ever thought of doing off-road 4x4 build? I have. Have you thought about going on power tour? What the hell is power tour? How do you learn? Hold on. How did you learn that the Charger dash would fit and mount in the Magnum? I pulled the dash out of the Magnum and I stuck the one out of the Challenger in there, and I was like, well, actually, I looked at the Magnum. Actually, what did I do? I looked at a Magnum at another junkyard, and I was like, well, that looks like the same cowl, so the dash should fit. And then I looked at how the dash was mounted, and I was like, man, that looks exactly the same. And then I bought a Magnum, and then I stuck the dash in it. If you come to Florida, will you visit the Freedom Factory? I don't even know what that is. I mean, I'd visit it if it's cool. That'll be part of your collection of Jeep. Great live chat. Now get some work done. Peace out. See ya, Charles.
going to build a police car. I'm going to do a Dodge Charger all-wheel drive 390. What do you think about that? I mean, that'd be tight. How hard was the 392 swap? It was pretty easy. I mean, it's very straightforward. As long as you, the best thing to do, buy a parts car, because if you don't have a parts car, it's going to be nickel and diming you to death. And ask me how I know, because I've been buying stuff, and every time I buy something, it always comes messed up, and I would have been better off just buying a whole car for parts. So just buy a parts car. It's worth it. At the end, if you know, the bad thing is a lot of people live in spots where they can't part a car out, especially if you have HOA or like a neighbor that's kind of a bitch. But yeah, so the best thing to do, buy a parts car, keep it in your garage, use all the parts from it, and then throw it on Craigslist, like with like as a shell or something. I don't know. But at the same time, then if you do that, you have to get the title in your name, and wherever you pay for the car, you're paying for a percentage. So you might as well just scrap the car. So, or just part it all the way out. But that's gonna be the end of this video. Let's see if one more comment, last comments. Freedom Factory is Cletus's track. Oh, tight. I didn't know what it was called. Let's see. It looks very promising. Love what you're doing with the Mac. Thanks, Diesel Fuel. Diesel Fuel. Tight. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this live stream. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully, I have a video out on Tuesday, and most likely the video Tuesday will be doing the powder coating oven video, which I'm very pumped about. I'm actually really pumped that I'll have that large of a powder coating oven that I could just powder coat whatever parts I want. So thanks for watching. Watch the videos. I'm really glad that you guys do. And see you guys later. Have a great rest of your Sunday. And peace.